des gens qui s'ennuient, alors qu'on a des hommes d'affaires qui passent le week-end à parier. Donc, on est dans un environnement qui nous amène à être sociable. On est dans un environnement qui nous amène à être au contact des gens, et on est dans un environnement qui peut avoir l'air masculin, mais qui est purement féminin. Il n'y a qu'à voir les jeunes dames dans les box de mes concurrents, les personnes dans les box de mes concurrents, ce sont des dames. Mais on va dire qu'elles sont au petit niveau de l'échelle, alors que l'écosystème du pari en ligne n'est pas genré. Un parieur n'a pas de sexe. Et donc, à partir de ce moment-là, nous, entreprises, on n'a pas de sexe non plus.
Awesome. Thanks for that example. Okay, like I said, I want you to get the best out of them. So I'll quickly run through the rest of my questions. And this one, I want all my panelists to give us their experience or your insight. I'll start with you, Kathleen. How can men be allies in promoting gender-inclusive leadership?
Well, very simple. Women have a lot of power. We can influence any man. Vous êtes d'accord? Okay. Est-ce qu'on peut influencer n'importe quel homme? Okay. So it's very easy. It's very easy. I think that there are already initiatives. For example, there's a He for She initiative. I think that is a UN Women and a UN initiative. But then again, there are local initiatives, even at the level of the ministry. There are those initiatives. Maybe we do not know that they exist, but there are those initiatives with things like Tech Women. It exists where literally it's not just women in tech and STEM, but it's also bringing men to empower and to support some of those women. I think that there needs to be a handshake across industries, even within organizations. So this is not a gender battle. I always write it on Twitter. We are not quarreling. This is not a gender war. It's about taking the competencies that women have and literally marrying it with the competencies that men have for a more equitable world. I believe in equity. So the moment you speak to a man relating to equity as opposed to equality, you get it. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to say to you, gentlemen, I'm trying to take your job. I want to drive car more than you. No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is that you see this car that you are driving. The day that you are sick, you need somebody to help you drive it, yo. That's the way. So it's the how. It's not the what.
Yes.
And I think we can have, no matter what type of partnership with men, to be able to drive the agenda that we are not fighting gender wars in.
Wow, I like that. I like that. Because many of us have taken it to a different level with our misunderstandings. So it's seeing more how we can complement each other to get the best. Thank you so much. Alex, I would like to hear some insight from you on how men can be allies in promoting gender-inclusive leadership.
Alors moi, je voulais éviter la question parce que je la trouvais un peu clivante. Dans la mesure où ce serait placé... Quand on parle d'allié, ça veut dire qu'il y a un ennemi. L'adjectif allié veut dire qu'on a signé un traité. Et le nom allié veut dire que c'est un partenaire, qu'on est redevenu amis parce que voilà. À partir du moment où je ne me sens pas ennemi de l'homme, je ne peux pas parler de lui en tant qu'allié à ma propre promotion. Donc je n'ai pas besoin d'un homme pour promouvoir qui je suis. Si je dois faire bouger des lignes, toutes les personnes, les parties prenantes, des forces en présence contribueront à les faire bouger. Qu'elles soient masculines, qu'elles soient féminines, qu'elles soient LGBT Pro Max, peu importe, tout le monde contribuera à faire en sorte que les lignes bougent. Donc, les alliés, pour moi, ne doivent pas être genrés. Et c'est pour ça que je voulais fuir la réponse. Voilà.
It's not about seeing them as allies, because then it's as if you're looking for something, come and ally with me, but it's seeing what contribution you can bring to the table. I love that. That would shift a lot of perspective if we can see what contributions we bring without looking at gender, whether I am male or female. Linda, you have something to add?
Yes, I would go towards what Alex is saying. It's not about us fighting or, like Kathleen says, quarreling with men. It's one person complementing the other, and we have to keep it that way. You know, we need to bring the men, just like every other person, on the conversation tables. This conversation should not only happen with us women, because that's the perspective or the impression we give out there when we just come and gather as women to talk about gender issues. These men don't see it that way. So once we start getting them on the conversation table, having these conversations together and making them understand that in all fairness, everyone deserves to hold whatever position they are competent and capable of doing or delivering. That would make it better for everyone. And again, even with basic education, like right from childhood, I will go back to those of us who are parenting, that we start teaching our children that there is really no difference in terms of competence with the boy child and the girl child. It starts from there. Because you realize most men acting the way they are acting today because of the education they got as boy children. We are independent people. This is what we can do, and this is what the girl child cannot do. But once we bring up our children, teaching them that you all are capable and you have the skills and competence to do this, it makes it easier as we even grow older in our organization. So it's important that every stakeholder, like I said again, it's the man, it's the woman, everybody, policymakers, those who have to sit and have these conversations should all sit down and drive this conversation forward so that we stay on that page where everybody gets a fair share of what they deserve in our organizations. That's it for me.
So women, upbringing of our children. I hope we're getting it. Now, on to our last questions before we go to questions from the crowd. I would like you all in 1 minute, and thank you so much for the insight. I've taken I've taken a lot of notes, though I did not have a chance to write as much. But in just a minute, I would like you, what advice do you have for women? And there are many aspiring ones here. What advice do you have for women who aspire to leadership roles in a male-dominated field? And we face them. I'm in the oil and gas industry, and we face it. They're actually engineers, it's male-dominated. So what advice do you have for women who aspire to leadership roles in male-dominated fields, and how can they navigate these environments effectively? Anybody can take on them. Okay, the question is, what advice do you have for women who aspire to leadership roles in male-dominated fields? Like the example you gave, Alex, those who built the cockpit of a plane did not design it for female pilots. If you have a place where you have to stand to pee, it's definitely not designed for women pilots. So those kinds of male-dominated fields, and I don't think it was done out of wickedness, maybe because there were only male engineers in that room. So what advice do you have for women who aspire to leadership roles in male-dominated fields, and how can they navigate these environments effectively?
So we need to stop teaching our girls that there are male-dominated fields. It's just a field. You know, it can be, I didn't grow up, so the reason why I'm so vocal, so bold, so courageous is because I am fearless with my competence. I know what I can do. So we need to really stop the narrative around male-dominated. It's not. It's just a field. Get as competent as you can and go and work. Number two, women need to occupy space. Occupy space.
Any space.
Occupy it. Occupy space. Don't leave wherever there's a vacuum, somebody will fill it. Don't leave a vacuum that you can occupy to someone else. They will make the, listen, there's a story about man.
I told you they were full of energy.
See, men don't sit down and have these conversations. This is the thing that bothers me.
know, right?
Men don't have these conversations. The bottom line is that, are you competent? Can you deliver? Can you add value? End of story.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, Alex, I'll go to you. Please, what advice can you give?
Alors, avant de vous donner mon advice, je vais rapidement vous raconter la suite de la petite histoire de Jessica, qui est ingénieure et qui a fait ses études à Polytechnique Montréal. Le 6 décembre 1989, donc quand elle va pour la rentrée, voilà. Pour atteindre Polytechnique, il faut monter de longues marches. Et en hiver, il fait froid. C'est moins 20, moins 30. Et quand elle monte ces marches-là, quelques années avant la date que je viens de vous dire, elle voit cette plaque commémorative sur laquelle figurent 14 noms de femmes. 14 noms de femmes qui, le 6 décembre 1989, pleines de vie, qui rêvaient toutes d'être ingénieures, ont été assassinées par fusillade par un homme dit antiféministe qui estimait que les femmes ne devaient pas être ingénieures. C'est cette image qui l'a marquée et qui a fait en sorte que sous l'hiver, elle continue à monter les marches et finissent par être ingénieure en pétrochimie. Donc le conseil que je vais vous donner, c'est ce que Jessica m'a dit. Ces noms sont restés marqués dans sa tête, il y en avait 14 femmes qui rêvaient, et le seul conseil c'est poursuivez vos rêves, il n'y a qu'une balle qui peut vous arrêter, ou la mort.
Linda?
Just in addition to what Kathy and Alexis says, just do what you know you can do best. Do it. Because you have the capacity to do it, do it. There's no reason for you going and then trying to show off, I'm a woman and I'm not. It's a male-dominated area. Who says so? That's what people have chosen to say. Is that what you, as the person or the lady standing there, choose to say? Say, no, I can do it, and I will do it. I have worked in an electricity generation company where women, just like men, would climb the ladders to go, do connections with cables, would go to generation plants, and they do it as perfectly as the men do it. Besides the fact that it's a male-dominated area, so to say, I really don't want to call it that way, just build a good team and have a good support system around you. Where you're not able to do it, be comfortable having a male collaborator to give you support, just like you can do vice versa. So it shouldn't be like, I cannot do it because I'm a woman. No. There are so many things, trust me, and in some of these areas where we call male-dominated area, where you see women excelling so well, and most of them being leaders. I am sure Mildred is over there would attest with me that today in AO you have women who are directors of the generation plants or services where, it's basically what we call male-dominated areas. So it's doable. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, and don't be afraid to fail. It's okay to fail. Fail, rise up, and learn from that. It's okay to fail. You only become a better person if you have failed. So you can learn from those mistakes and then you do it better or even do it best.
Thank you so much. If I have to summarize this last point of advice, what I'm getting underlined is purpose. If you can find your purpose and pursue it passionately, nothing can stop you. Because you build the competence, you build the energy, because your energy announces you even before you speak. And you would rise up to that place where people would be ready to follow you. So thank you so much. Can we put our hands together for our wonderful ladies? Can we really celebrate them for the insights they have shared? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think you've had time to digest enough. We're running out of time, so we will quickly take 2 or 3 questions from the crowd and permit these ladies pour more insight and perspective to you. So the mic, my God, I see many hands. Where's our mic runner?
You want to take one?
Okay. Okay. Okay, the questions, please, can I see your hands? Okay, I'll take the lady in white. I'll take one person from the back, the lady with the toppest hand up, okay? And somebody from the front right here, Miss Nancy, and, okay. Okay, and you. So please, because of our time. So let's start.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here. So my question is directed at Madam Kathleen. I work in communications and marketing. And first of all, it's very amazing to see that you're so proactive in making sure that women have a space and they have such ideas and such opportunities. Now, my question is, because of the type of work I do, sometimes I find it difficult in drawing clear boundaries, in setting clear boundaries. That is, for example, in the marketing team, there are some times when we want to, like we draw a communication strategy. We say this is what we have to do for this organization to go forward. This is who we're going to talk to. But then, people in other places, mostly higher ups, come in and sometimes they squish, or shall I say compress these ideas, and it's like we're suffocating. So I would like to know, please, how do we draw this healthy boundary so that the organization can move forward and we don't feel so overwhelmed all the time? Thank you.
Good question. I think we should take the questions and then we can answer them. Is that okay, or do you want us to go one by one? Let's go one by one. Okay. Real quick for you, because it happens to me. A couple of years ago, I was working for a bank, and that happened to me. But I had a leader who taught me something really fundamental, which I want to share with you today. You can turn a no to a yes, and to a maybe, and a maybe to a yes. What you need to do, always, 2 things. 1, show them. Brilliant strategy. Look, this thing, the way we're doing it, this is how we're going to make money. Number 2, there are times in your life where you need to take a step back and not take credit. I did the strategy, I dash you.
Yeah.
It is your own. What that does is that if the strategy is wishy-washy and they know it is now their own, they're going to want to adjust it. And if they don't have the capacity or the knowledge to adjust, they'll come back to you. Okay, what should I add? So it revolves right back to the value that you want to. But everybody, this is the last line. Everybody thinks they know comms. Many people just don't know comms.
Thank you so much. I hope your question got answered. And you're good, excellent. Thank you so much. The person at the back, towards the right, with the white, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Linda, Kathleen, and Alex. My name is Miranda Tatabot, MIMS Kiddies, Bilingual Educational Center. It was a brilliant performance you guys have done, clean strategies, what to do. My question is, for young, beautiful leaders who are here seated, or when there is a power struggle with another gender, do you have a 1, 2, 3 point form that they can run it down and get themselves free? Not others or a group of persons in their organizations or in their system. Thank you.
Any of you, please.
1, 2, 3 points. Like I said before, believe in yourself, trust your capacity. It will speak for you at any time. Get the data right. Get the information right and clear enough. Kathleen brought up something that I really liked. Show them the figures, show them the profits. Once you're able to show management that through this strategy, this is what you're going to be making, they will stand for it and they will buy in. Like I said, competence is confidence. Once you have the competence, you build your confidence automatically. Build a strong team. It's important to build a strong team. On your own, you can't do it alone. So many people around you have different competencies and skills, capacities that once you bring them together, you are able to thrive and you will thrive better. You would succeed together. Or if you fail, you fail together. These are the points I want to bring. I don't know if someone else. Yeah.
1 second, please. Can somebody help me translate it? I want all our panelists to answer, even if it's a 30-second response to this question. Her question was, and correct me if I'm wrong, how do you handle when there is a power tussle because of your female gender? Is that correct?
Ok, donc sa question c'est comment est-ce qu'on gère les conflits avec le genre masculin sans que ça ne devienne le chaos en fait. Surtout quand la personne a un poste plus élevé que soi.
Alors moi, ce que je vais vous dire aura l'air un peu pas réaliste, mais c'est la vérité. C'est à partir du moment où on sait qui on est, on sait ce qu'on accepte et ce qu'on n'accepte pas. Et travailler, c'est pas aller en prison. Il faut s'épanouir dans son travail. Toute personne qui ne contribue pas te permet de t'épanouir dans ton travail, ça veut dire que ce n'est pas le bon. Je ne vous dis pas de démissionner demain. Bed Power, c'est celui qui m'emploie, je suis employée, mais avant ça, j'ai 3 entreprises différentes. Donc, quand je ne bosse pas sur Bed Power, je bosse sur mes business. Ça veut dire que demain, après-demain, si Kenneth qui est là, me prend la tête, je peux l'envoyer chier. Parce que j'ai la liberté et le pouvoir de décider comment est-ce que je me comporte et on se comporte avec moi. Il est important que vous reteniez, je vais partager avec vous, que ce que j'avais déjà fait avec Marceline, les 4 P que mon psychologue a partagé avec moi. Ces 4 P doivent être une balise pour vous. Balise pour votre santé mentale et balise pour votre équilibre émotionnel. Le premier P, c'est la permission. Qu'est-ce que vous autorisez et qu'est-ce que vous autorisez? Qu'est-ce que vous acceptez des autres et ce que vous n'acceptez pas? Il faudrait que ce premier P soit dans votre tête comme une balise de signalement quand la ligne est dépassée. Le deuxième P, c'est le plaisir. Est-ce que vous appréciez ce que vous faites? Est-ce que vous appréciez ou prenez plaisir dans ce que vous vivez, donc qui vient des autres? C'est votre deuxième balise. Le troisième P, c'est la protection. Jusqu'à où vous vous protégez de vous et des autres? Est-ce que l'environnement dans lequel vous travaillez est sécuritaire pour vous, physiquement et psychologiquement? Le quatrième et dernier P, il peut être la puissance ou le pouvoir. Qu'est-ce que vous faites des 3 premiers? Qu'est-ce que vous faites de votre pouvoir de décider, de votre pouvoir de prendre plaisir et de ce que vous autorisez? Comment vous utilisez vos capacités? Donc, pour répondre à cette question-là, il est important que vous ayez ces 4 P comme une balise dans la mer et que quand vous décidez de dépasser la zone que vous autorisez, vous savez que vous êtes dans le rouge et vous n'attendez pas que l'alarme sonne et vous dire que vous êtes dans le rouge. Je pratique ces 4 P au quotidien pour ma santé mentale, pour mon bien-être émotionnel et pour mon épanouissement. Donc, si ça marche avec moi, je pense que ça peut marcher avec certaines. Et dans ces 4 P-là, on peut aussi trouver la manière de dépasser ce problème avec un collègue. J'espère que c'est assez.
Just to add to Alexa again and to follow up to what I was saying, ma'am, we have to learn as women to say no. You have every right to say no. No matter whoever you have as colleagues, male, female, if it's not working and you think this is not right, you can say no. When conflicts become, you can try to find amicable solutions to conflicts with your male collaborators or whoever collaborator you have. If it's not working, then you probably want to refer to mechanisms that are put in place by the organization to resolve conflicts. They do work. I am sure so many of us in our organizations here do have either HR teams or compliance teams where you could report in case things are not working well. But then first, because you want to keep the team spirit and because you want to have things going well, try amicable resolutions first. If it doesn't work, then you want to move, to other mechanisms that company has put in place to resolve conflicts.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. I think Alex's approach addresses that and much more, whether at home or wherever we find ourselves. So master those 4 P's: permission, pleasure, protection, and power. Please, I want us to take the next question so we can manage our time well and your level of alertness. It was up front, yeah. No, next to you. Behind you. Yes.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Bea Nancy, and I work at Gas du Cameroon as logistics assistant. So, my question is, do you ladies believe in feminism? I'll develop a little bit because feminism now, from the context that we all knew before, was fighting for women's rights politically, socially, and in all fields. But I believe with time, with the more it grows, women have gone out of context and are trying to outweigh men in a sense where their rights over everything. So my question is, could you give your stand as to what the real meaning of feminism is?
Very good question. So we are not fighting the wrong battle.
Le féminisme, ma question c'est, est-ce que vous pouvez définir en quoi exactement consiste le féminisme? Parce que là maintenant, je pense que la génération dont nous vivons, les femmes veulent dominer les hommes sous prétexte du féminisme.
Yes. Kathleen.
There's no woman that wants to dominate a man. I don't think that there is. It doesn't exist. It's a social construct that is embedded, and I call it narratives. Too many narratives online and off that say too many things because we live in societies where people have too many needs. So there's something we need to understand, is that people are not fighting against you, they're fighting for themselves. So there isn't, I just want to push that out of the way. But if you want to define feminism, and I'm not the best person to, because I'm really not I'm not one of the professionals in that context. I think the simplest way to define it is that women are seeking equitable value for their lives and their livelihoods in the societies where they live. End of story. There is no other definition. That means that as a woman, opportunities that are bound to everyone should be also made accessible to me without discrimination. And there's nothing wrong with that. For example, my older sister is 46 years old. She had a bachelor's degree in English and French from the University of Buea. She got a master's degree in translation. And then she went off to Canada. And Canada opened a world of opportunities to her. Today, my older sister, from arts, she's a medical doctor. So you see that the capacity that you have is so wide to do so many things that if a society restricts you from doing those things that you can do, and you know that you can do them, you're going to push